So this past week I've had this budget-friendly blower stashed in my shorts, the Nothing Phone 4B, which if nothing was following its own conventions would actually be called the Nothing Phone 4A Lite. But you know, why do a thing like that? And with its refreshed design, the Nothing Phone 4B feels more like one of their super budget CMF phones rather than a fully fledged Nothing phone. Anyway, I've been using it as my full-time phone, so what's good, what's cack, and what's actually been downgraded versus that Nothing Phone 4A? Here's my full Nothing Phone 4B review, and for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe, ding that notifications bell. Cheers! But first, let's go back in time a week for a smashing unboxing. Well, first of all, you've got your obligatory philosophical ponderings on stuff. And in the box we have a Nothing Phone 4B. You've also got quite a different pokey SIM pin thing. Bit of Type-C to Type-C USB action, but it's not one of these special Nothing ones with the transparent tips. Some rather splendid EU ratings. And hey, great to see that they've also slapped in a condom case to wrap around your Nothing Phone 4B and keep it protected. So just like that Nothing Phone 4A, you've once again got an enormous screen, 6.77 inches here on the Nothing Phone 4B. So it is quite the hand filler, suffers from quite chunky bezels, again even chunkier than the Nothing Phone 4A. Not quite symmetrical sadly, as you can see down below, definitely a wee bit of Jimmy Hill chin action. And it's quite obviously a budget smartphone, it's an all plastic design. It's a plastic unibody in fact wrapping around the entire frame. It comes in a couple of different colours. This of course is the black model, and unfortunately despite that back end being all matte, that arse end, as you can see there, does get incredibly mucky. I merely have to pick this thing up just to do a quick message check and instantly just slathered in finger grease. That's why it'll take some serious sleeve buffing to sort this thing out. At least you got the transparent camera bump up top, which does lend a little bit of character to what would otherwise be a very bland phone. Pretty much the only area with that distinctive Nothing personality. It doesn't stick out very far, which is probably just as well, otherwise it might be a wee bit tricky to squeeze the Nothing Phone 4B into a trouser pocket. Although I've got to say it would be useful to actually have it jut out just far enough to actually use it as a finger shelf, because the Nothing Phone 4B rather unwieldy, not only large but also incredibly smooth and slippery. And you got the usual IP64 rating here, just like the Nothing Phone 4A, so highly resistant to dust and wee bits of cack, but not full-on water resistant. Sadly, it is merely splash resistant, so definitely don't go dropping it in any jacuzzis or anything. Now to unlock the Nothing Phone 4B, you've got yourself a basic optical in-display fingerprint sensor housed quite near the bottom, a little bit of a stretch but not too bad. As usual, perfectly decent, only struggles if my mitts are moist or coated in buffalo sauce or coated in garlic sauce or absolutely smothered in dairy-ly spreadable cheese. Well, you get the idea anyway. You do have the option of face unlock as well as an alternative, and then once you're in there it is Nothing OS 4.1 smothering Android 16. And I've still got a lot of love for Nothing OS, especially as you do get the option of just straight up having a stock Android UI. But Nothing OS is pretty light anyway. I really like the stylish design. I really like the relaxation and the focus widgets, which fit that sort of Nothing vibe and help to stop me from punching holes in the walls. In fact, as usual, my only real complaint is the wallpapers. I mean, every single one of them looks like they were designed by an AI going through some sort of existential crisis. I'm surprised they don't come with an optional commentary by Werner Herzog. A mere 128 gigs of storage, as you would kind of expect from a budget smartphone, although as you can see, 1 week in, I'm already using a substantial amount of that, which, to be fair, is almost entirely down to this enormous git right here. And sod all support for micro SD memory cards, sadly, so you can't quickly and easily boost that storage if you need to. And on the connectivity front, well, there's no eSIM support here either, but you do at least get a double-sided SIM tray, so you can slip 2 physical SIMs in if you need to. I have experienced some connectivity woes this past week, unfortunately. So the first time I took the Nothing Phone 4B out of Techspert Towers, just realised it wasn't connecting to a mobile network no matter what I did. I fiddled about in the settings and everything, eventually just rebooted the phone. Thankfully, that sorted it out, and I haven't experienced that problem again since then, but I have had some Wi-Fi issues as well. The connectivity, not great. If the signal's a little bit weak, sometimes it just drops off entirely on this smartphone, whereas other phones generally cling on a bit. And even, to be fair, when the signal's quite good, sometimes that Wi-Fi will again just drop off without any warning whatsoever. And then when I get angry with it, it'll kind of begrudgingly eventually reconnect. And of course, for the fourth lot of A-series smartphones, nothing has sadly done away with the old Glyph Lite of yesteryear, and now you've just got a basic Glyph bar stuffed at the top. And this is pretty similar to the Nothing Phone 4a's Glyph bar, but a bit more basic because there's only 5 dedicated light blocks rather than 7. And this certainly isn't as visually elegant or customizable as the old school Glyph Lite, or of course that Glyph Matrix shenanigans that you get with the Nothing Phone 4, which again, Nothing also stuffed a more basic version of that on the 4A Pro. You can still pick specific ringtone patterns for your contacts or your favorite people or anyone you're actively trying to avoid, but the actual customization side severely limited compared with previous models. And good old Flip to Glyph is back in action as well, so simply stick your Nothing Phone 4B face down on the desk. You'll get a wee flash of them lights just as confirmation. And if you're not familiar with Flip to Glyph, this is basically just Nothing's version of a bugger off and leave me alone mode. And the Glyph lights will flash if you receive a notification, but you can turn on the essential notifications so you're only disturbed if it's something really important. You can set up new rules yourself, so specific apps, specific contacts, etc. And the Glyph timer is back as well, providing a visual countdown using those LEDs. It doesn't work quite as well as with other Nothing phones, however, thanks to the fact that there's pretty much bugger all lights here. So it is mostly a guessing game as to how much time you have left, certainly with larger timers. And hey, it wouldn't be a smartphone in 2026 if it wasn't absolutely stuffed to the tits full of AI shindiggery. So as usual, if you want to capture anything important on your screen, you can just press that essential key over here on the left edge, just hold it down, you'll capture a memory, and then that'll be whisked away into the essential space. And this can then mine that screenshot for any important information. It can create tasks based on that info if relevant. Just makes it easier to find later on when you actually need it. You've got a few other bits in here as well, like the usual dictation, transcription shenanigans. But the amount of AI stuffed in here, not quite as bad as like a Samsung or something. Now, mostly filling the front end of the Nothing Phone 4B, minus the chunky bezels, is a 6.77-inch AMOLED screen. Almost an identical size to the Nothing Phone 4a's panel, and pretty similar specs too. So visuals reasonably crispy. You've got the Alive color setting switched on by default, which makes those visuals a wee bit warmer, just boosts the tones a wee bit. And the viewing angles are fine and everything, and it's not the brightest screen around, but I could still use it outdoors on a sunny day. Just don't expect to actually see what's going on if you're, say, watching a dimly lit scene in a movie or a telly show outdoors. You could also do with getting a wee bit dimmer when it's pitch black, but otherwise perfectly fine budget panel. You do have a stereo speaker setup here-ish, because that top speaker is just the basic earpiece speaker. It's not bad, it's not the loudest by any means, and there's bugger all bass, of course, but it's absolutely fine just for watching a bit of YouTube or Netflix or anything. As long as you're not in a really noisy household with, kids and people screaming at each other. And while some budget smartphones actually do still come with a headphone jack, there's no such joy here on the Nothing Phone 4B. It is Bluetooth all the way, but Bluetooth's been working absolutely fine, no issues, unlike with the Wi-Fi, etc. As for the performance, well, the Nothing Phone 4B is powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 6 Gen 4, so that is a step back from the Nothing Phone 4A, which was powered by a Snapdragon 7 series chipset. Sorry, the studio lights and the heat starting to melt my brain a bit. I've reviewed a couple of other budget-friendly blowers that are also powered by that Snapdragon 6 Gen 4, including the Honor Magic 8 Lite. And you've got 8 gigs of RAM stuffed into the Nothing Phone 4B. And the everyday performance has been absolutely fine here on the Nothing Phone 4B. Obviously, don't expect extreme smoothness at all times. Occasionally an app can take an extra couple of seconds to load compared with what you'd expect. But on the whole, it's nippy enough to keep most people happy. And even the camera generally loads up pretty quick and is reasonably responsive, doesn't take ages to switch modes. You can hop between the two different lenses fairly rapidly as well. As for the gaming, well, despite the budget creds here, I did try a bit of Wuthering Waves. It's one of the more demanding Android titles out there. Just left it on the balanced graphics settings. I wasn't quite sadistic enough to bump it right up to the higher levels. I gotta say, the Nothing Phone 4B, you know what, for a budget blower, it did really well. Wuthering Waves played much better than I expected. Of course, I didn't get even close to the peak 60 FPS level. The game generally ticked along in the sort of 20s and low 30s. And sometimes it noticeably slowed right down as well in the more frantic battles with multiple Gribblies all having a go at me. However, the game was more than playable and even enjoyable-ish. You certainly are better off with your less demanding Android fare, the likes of the PUBGs, the Call of Duties. But Nothing has also included a basic dedicated gaming mode which can help to focus the performance, cull notifications, and of course record all of that tasty on-screen action. So the battery capacity here on the Nothing Phone 4B has grown slightly compared with the Nothing Phone 4A. You've got a 5200 mAh capacity cell. Not particularly huge when you consider that some Chinese rivals do come with 6000, even 7000 mAh capacity batteries these days. But all the same, I didn't feel any stress when using the Nothing Phone 4B on a daily basis as my full-time phone. Finished most days with at least sort of 20-ish% battery life remaining, and that's with roughly 5 to 6 hours of screen on time, sometimes with a good bit of video chatting or a bit of Android auto action chucked in. And if you are, for some reason, gaming non-stop on Wuthering Waves on this thing, you can expect 6 full hours of action on those default graphics settings from a 100% charge. That's why even fairly demanding users should be happy enough with the returns from this thing, and when you bung a cable in it, charges nipply enough. Generally, if it's mostly drained, about an hour at the plug will see it back up to full. But subtle support for wireless charging, which ain't too strange at this sort of price point. And so my lovelies, let us put a full stop on this lovely wee Nothing Phone 4B review with a bit of a squint at the camera tech. And what you got slapped on this arse end is 2 out of the 3 Nothing Phone 4A cameras. So the main shooter is once again a 50 meg ray sensor with optical image stabilization. Plus, of course, you've got a basic bog standard 8 megapixel ultra wide angle shooter. So the omission for this cut price B model is that telephoto lens, which to be fair, I was always impressed that Nothing managed to actually stuff one of those on the also wallet friendly Nothing Phone 4A. The camera app, as usual, quite friendly for one-handed use, got lots of different features and toggles stuffed in here. The usual bonus modes including a bit of portrait action. You do have a full-on dedicated expert mode as well. Otherwise, just in the standard auto photo mode, you can do a little bit of fine-tuning if you need to. I just left it in full auto mode as usual, and the processing is quite hefty, but the results are usually pretty good as long as the light isn't pants. The Nothing Phone 4B can suck up plenty of detail, although contrasty situations are typically handled in quite an iPhone-y way. So you can expect lots of boosted shadows and everything looking much brighter, occasionally to the point where the image is saturated. And you do have to be careful when shooting outdoors because you will get a bit of flaring if you don't aim right. In softer light, it's quite obvious that the detail levels do drop, and some of my pics were plagued with grain as well, but pretty much what you'd expect from a budget blower. And if you're shooting a living subject or a more dynamic scene, you've got a couple of options, including a dedicated action mode, of course. Otherwise, if you swap back to photo mode, there is a sport filter, which again just basically sticks you in that action mode. And fair play to Nothing, because this actually does a good job when you're shooting kids or cats or stuff what doesn't keep still, keeps all that blur to a minimum. Although I certainly did miss that telephoto lens for getting those close-up shots without actually having to get right close up to your subject. And for a bit of video action where you can shoot up to 4K resolution footage at 30 frames per second, but not at 60 FPS. If you want 60 FPS, you'll have to knock it down to 1080p Full HD. And you do have an HDR option, again at Full HD, but not at 4K. And you do have the option when you hit record of having that red Glyph light around back start to flash as well, just so your subject knows that they're on camera and all that. And this is okay for your basic home movies. The visuals aren't the crispest. The audio can be quite distorted if it's quite a noisy environment. For instance, if there's music playing in the background, it can sound all wobbly, possibly down to some sort of AI shenanigans. Sorry, watch is wobbling at me. But stabilization's pretty good if you're moving and shooting at the same time. And last up front on the Nothing Phone 4B, you've got yourself a 16 megapixel selfie camera. This can only record video at 1080p Full HD resolution at 30 or 60 frames per second. There's no 4K shenanigans here, but I guess perfectly fine for your simple bit of video chatting or what have you. And there you have it, my lovelies. That in a tasty wee nutshell is what I reckon of the Nothing Phone 4B after using it as my full-time blower this past week. Certainly not a bad smartphone by any means, despite a few little quirks like the Wi-Fi and connectivity issues I've experienced. Hopefully they can be sorted out in some sort of update. I certainly would say if you've got just that extra little bit of cash to stretch to the Nothing Phone 4A, I would upgrade to that model instead, because you're getting a much slicker design, you're getting better performance, you've got upgraded camera tech, that telephoto shooter particularly good if you are snapping kids and pets and things like that. Anyway, that's what this haggard old YouTube tosspot reckons, but it'd be great to hear what you guys reckon of the Nothing Phone 4B down in the commenty bit below. And while you're down there, hey, why not poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and of course have yourselves a ruddy wonderful rest of the week. Cheers everybody, love you!